What's up, everybody? Welcome to the last episode of 2020 of Between the Pipes. My name is Archie, and with me again, as always, I've got Wade, and we are in for a special treat tonight. How's it going, Wade?
Not bad, Archie. How you doing? Pretty excited about the show, bud.
Absolutely. So without further ado, let's just get things going. We'll bring on, as you all know by the video, Gilbert Dionne, and we'll bring him on in here to join us. Bert, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good, but I can't hear you now. Can you test? Give me another test, bud.
Yeah. Can you hear us now?
No, it's still stuttering. It's breaking up.
Okay, one moment. Let's have a look here.
Maybe boot him out, get him back in.
Let's have a look.
Language.
How is it now?
Nope.
Okay. Do you want to get him to leave, Archie, and then come back in?
Back out and come back in.
You see, when you practice, it goes all well, and then now he's just going live. It's terrible.
That's all right. It's only the beginning of the show, but we got lots of time.
I'm dropping the mic. I'm dropping the mic like Rose, and I'm leaving the stage, man. I'm out of here.
So can you hear us okay now?
He can't hear us that well yet, Arch.
All right. Sorry, guys. We're going to get him back in here momentarily.
Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Stand by. Anyways, as we're waiting, so I'm really excited about Bert to be on the show, guys. It's going to be really awesome. I'm most excited because this guy brought a cup to Canadian soil 27 years ago, man, and we haven't, Canadians haven't had a cup in so bloody long. And I tell you, man, I really appreciate any team. I know it's Montreal. I'm a Toronto fan, but I do appreciate a Canadian team bringing the cup home anytime, especially since it's been so long. So this guy really helped the Montreal Canadiens prevail in doing that. Can't wait to get rid of these technical difficulties and get going here.
All right. Looks like we got him back in here. Let's have a look again. Bert, how is it now?
Keep trying.
Still can't hear us?
No.
Did he boot out?
You want me to do this alone? I'll do all those 10 questions alone. Go from the top to the bottom.
Okay, hold on. You know what?
Yeah.
You got us?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, you can hear us properly now?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. So, Bert, I was just kind of blowing up the tires a little bit there. I'm so excited to have you on the show, buddy, just because we haven't had a cup on Canadian soil since '93, dude. And honestly, it's been a long, long time. In my lifetime, I'm 28. I was born '92. I didn't really get to experience a cup being brought home to Canada. And it's just so cool to have an alumni guy like you here on the show, man. I truly appreciate what you've done. And I'm a Toronto fan at heart, but I can appreciate a Montreal Habs guy coming on here and someone that's hoisted the Stanley Cup, man. We got a lot to go through here.
Oh, that's awesome. We appreciate it. But you know what? With this technology, I was trying to hide. I've been hiding since '93. You guys found me. This is like out of the blue. But anyway, it's very excited to be here. And thanks to Archie reaching out. And if it wasn't for Messenger and Facebook and so forth, I was not really a big fan of that years ago. For privacy reason, but you know what? You need it. You need to expose yourself, your company, and whatever for sports. So it's I'm very excited to be here and be part of the show tonight.
Absolutely, thank you. And before we get going, your buddy Brian has a message for you here. He says you need better internet.
Hey, Parksy, keep selling some stuff, buddy. You got to keep selling stuff for us, man.
All right, so I guess we'll get back into it. I mean. Free flow, you know what I mean? Like we'll start off with some questions, see where it takes us from there, and just get her going. So 1993, Stanley Cup. Take us back there. You know what I mean? Like we'll start off with that. How was that feeling? How was that experience? What do you recall? Give us a rundown.
Well, you know what? We can always even track back to my junior years. Like I get drafted by the Kitchener Rangers, 19th round. overall, which is 268th, I believe, around there. So the draft hours were like 9 a.m. The draft starts. I got drafted at 5 p.m. I was at the draft near Oshawa somewhere, but very excited, right? A draft is a draft, trying to, you weren't one of the top round picks, but you just felt they needed to be there. So, and if we're going to speed up, Montreal Canadiens took a chance. We, 1990, went to Memorial Cup, and the famous Eric Lindros and the Oshawa Generals beat us to double overtime in Hamilton. Great tournament, great time, and lots of good players on both sides of the teams, and also the Titans. I think the Quebec Junior, the Titans were there, and they had some awesome players too that got a chance to get drafted to Montreal. Got picked up fifth round, I think, fourth or fifth, and ended up going to Fredericton. So imagine that, you go to Fredericton, which is always, back in the old days, you just got to go earn your spot in the minors and learn how it is, and the traveling and the bus rides and sleeping on the road and so forth. So they give you a little more of a drive to get called up. So when I was there, camp was a little tough. Pat Burns, and the late Pat Burns was my first coach for the Canadiens, and they ended up going to Calgary to do a training camp. So I didn't go for the first camp. They only took about the top 23 guys to head out. So other than that, it was kind of pretty cool. Like, your first call up during Christmas time, and I have my wife and my newborn staying in Fredericton, and you get called up during Christmas Day. So on Boxing Day, I end up taking a plane from Fredericton to Quebec City, and the team end up meeting me there. So I was pretty much alone there, waiting for them to show up around 1 o'clock in the afternoon for a 7 o'clock game. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was. And you know what, Wade, the biggest part I was kind of nervous about, because I know one of the questions says, how was it? I go, I was so nervous that I didn't know who the roommate was going to be or who they were going to put me in. They put me in with the Hall of Famer, Guy Carbonneau, our captain, Guy Carbonneau.
Wow.
So I have a
Nice.
I was so nervous, man. That's not right. I said, you can't put a rookie with a captain, man. This is not right. But I didn't sleep, buddy. I didn't sleep at all. I was so nervous. But it is the excitement for the beginning of your career, right? They didn't expect much, but you want to do so well. I was so nervous. You're playing few shifts and you're just trying to do the best you can. And looking back, I'm like, what was I nervous about? Well, you just want to do well, right? You got Pat Burns, all the professional trainers, like you're getting catered, right? They're setting you up for you to be ready for a hockey game. It's like, it was amazing, very amazing experience. But didn't stay long. My first couple games, I had to go back to Fredericton, and then unfortunately, due to Mike McPhee injury, I ended up getting called up again and took his spot and ended up staying. I got lucky with a very good half season or remainder of the season of the Canadiens, and playing with Denis Savard in center and Mike Keane. There was an awesome line with I think I ended up 21 goals in 34 games or something like that, or 39 games for a half. From Christmas till playoffs. I think it was very exciting for me and to play with. For Pat Burns. And you guys want to know who Pat Burns was? He was a very tough cookie. Things were going very well for me, and Burnsy would come back. I'm skating in practice, and I'm enjoying myself with Shane Corson, Lilo DeLine, and Keener, and then passing the puck. And Burnsy says, "Hey, get over here." So I just come and say, "What's up, Pat?" He says, "You remember how you got here?" I said, "Yeah, by plane from Fredericton." He goes, "I can send you back as quick as you got here, so get rid of your smile." I said, "Holy cow." Okay, coach.
Wow.
Yeah, he was very tense. But I'm going to tell you what, though, Burnsy was like that. He was fair. You were playing hard. You're playing well. I dislike his ways towards me as a young player. But tell you what, when he needed a goal, I wanted to go out there and go score a goal for Burnsy. That's how it was. And it worked well for me and myself and Burnsy. And I thank him a lot for that, for whatever happened after that. I really, really appreciate it. So.
That's amazing, dude. Just take me back to. I just got to know what's the feeling like for your NHL debut, like walking through the tunnel at the Forum for the first. Or sorry, was the debut in Montreal?
No, it was in Quebec. So
okay, so
the best feeling was you come back, right? You go back to Montreal, you get called up. I tell you what, my sticks didn't make it. I didn't have any gloves. It was a mess. I have a hockey card that shows like my first warm up, and it was an absolute disaster. But it's a call up, right? I'm going like, I'm sure they're going to get some. I'm using Donald Dufresne sticks. It kind of looks like okay for mine. And Gloves are way up to my elbows. It was a terrible start. I'm going like, what is going on here? This is probably
this was a professional hockey league.
Yes, well, it's my first pass opportunity. I'm like, holy cow! But I did okay. So, but you're just going in there, and this is the forum that when I was younger, as a young age, if the audience doesn't know, Marcel Dionne is my older brother. So he would come as an LA Kings back in the 70s and mid 80s. I would go and watch him and just go into the forum, and he had the the terrible color, vintage color now that I really enjoy what the LA Kings has done with it this year, but the yellow and the purple, and I'd have a jersey, Dionne 16, and, way up in the rafters and getting spit at and whatnot, and really, being harassed, but who cares, right? So then next thing you know, I'm in Montreal, I'm at the forum. I'm inside the dressing room of the greats. And you have Jean Beliveau walking by and like Cournoyers and Guy Lafleur, and I'm like, what is going on here? And we're in awe. I'm in awe, right? Because it's amazing. And when they say there's ghosts in that building, I truly believe there was something magical, not only from the fans that pushes really hard to play some good hockey, to show up every game, every shift, every night, to a great organization. So it was pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
So the vibe, man, the vibe is just like, it's almost like a glowing vibe. A couple of my buddies that have been, I've yet to go to Montreal and watch a game. And you know what, unfortunately, I was too young to go to Maple Leaf Gardens or Montreal Forum really back in the day. But even a couple of my friends will say, if you go to Montreal, then that's going to a hockey game. That is truly a really cool place to go watch any game. It's just, there's a glow in the crowd. There's a vibe. There's like expectation there always for the Habs fans and the Habs players, right? So that's so cool, man. I mean, just bouncing off that, what you just said there, how crazy is it for you? How crazy is it for you to meet like Lafleur and Beliveau? Like these are guys you looked up to. I know you had your older brother who was just a phenomenal superstar in the league, but to meet like the Lafleurs and Beliveaus, like what's that like to you, man? The first time that they come up to you and start talking to you, and you're representing a Habs jersey just the way that they did. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it felt great. And not only those players, but we had Yvon Lambert, Réjean Houle used to work. He was working at the Molson Brewery at that time. He was the Molson rep, and Mario Tremblay. And it's amazing because they were always around for whatever reason, they would show up for, to represent the team. But if we needed something or question, and I remember I struggled a little bit during a few games. I couldn't get the puck out in the corners, and Mario Tremblay was working for a radio station, French station, and he's by the boards. He said, "Hey kid, come here." And then obviously the conversation was in French, and he goes, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you try this?" And how can I not listen to this guy that won a bunch of cups, a tough player, and I'm going like, I took his advice. I said, okay. And he said, calm down, relax. This is how you do it. And back in the old days, right, bank it off the boards or use the glass and get an icing, right? But it was kind of cool because these guys were watching us and trying to throw ideas, right? And I was really appreciative that those guys being around in the dressing room. And unfortunately, these days, it's kind of Fort Knox. You can't really get near those dressing rooms and giving advice. And that was mine. My dream was to probably talk to PK Subban when he was in Montreal back in the old days, because I was kind of like him a little bit, obviously not as talented as PK is and was and still is, right? It's just kind of was fun to have somebody around. How can you not listen to Guy Lafleur? Like, I don't understand. They're legends. They're Hall of Fame. The game hasn't changed. I truly believe the game hasn't changed. I'm watching hockey now. I said, what should I do different? I go, I'd be doing the same thing. I'm going in front of the net with my stick down. Someone will pass me the puck and should go in, right? I mean, so things doesn't really change. I think it's just a mentally prepared. That was pretty awesome that they would tell you all the time to believe in yourself, and good motivation speak the guys would say, right? And even during the hard time, they weren't hiding. They give you the answers, right? They tell you, hey, settle down a little bit, careful what you're saying in the media or on the paper and stuff. And it was kind of cool. And don't forget, during 93, and guys want to know where I sat, I showed up in the game. These dressing rooms were terrible. So Patrick Roy was next to Guy Carbonneau. I was in the stupid corner, could barely put my skates together. And down Foos, Bellows, Muller, Keane, Leclerc, and all the way down. And when I make the team, the late Eddie Palchak, our trainer, says, hey, kid, you make the team. You can pick a good spot if you want. And Patrick West says, you're not going anywhere. We're having a good season right now. You're scoring a lot of goals. And he says, I'm sick of having rookies coming in and out here every other week. So I stay in that shit corner. So it worked for us anyway. That worked out very well.
That's amazing. Like it's incredible to see that like you got to experience that with players that like we grew up watching, and like Wade said, walking into the Forum. I mean, we're both Leaf fans, but I remember watching my first game in Montreal, and as much as I love the Leafs, walking in, I went to the Bell Center at the time, and just walking into that stadium was the most unbelievable atmosphere. It felt like smoke everywhere, and people just excited and dying for this puck to drop. And the Leafs got killed that night that I went, and it was fun. I mean, I wore my Leaf jersey. Everybody was yelling 67, 67, throwing things at me, but it was fun. It was an amazing experience, and I got to watch a game at Maple Leaf Gardens, and that to me is definitely better than any experience I've had at Scotiabank Arena or the Air Canada Centre. Again, it was in a time where fans went to the game and people enjoyed it, and the passion, the game was completely different then. So in looking at that, I've also seen a lot of your highlights, and I know you weren't scared to drop the gloves. So I am curious to know, who was your toughest fight on the ice?
Well, I didn't really play the tough guy or the tough role, but I felt to me it was more into the minors, because as a goal scorer and a hockey, you had 40 goals in the minors, and I'm playing with a great line of Jesse Belanger and Patrick LeBeau, and you're getting chased at. Of course you are. You're getting slashed in the back of the leg, you're getting cross-check and so forth. But then I get up in Montreal and wrapping around the net. We're playing against the Bruins, our biggest rivalry. And Glenn Featherstone, big, tall defenseman. I'm going around the net. I'm trying to go where I'm supposed to go score. And he's just giving a huge face wash, with the gloves. And it stunk so bad. I just I get stunned. I go, what the heck is this? Does he have a skunk in his hand? But I did. I kind of pushed back, and holy cow, man, that was the worst thing I done. I said I shouldn't have done this. So I definitely turtled, because I was going to fight Glenn, because he's a big guy and a very tough defenseman for the Bruins. And I remember that one. But it was about respect. And let's not forget another player that was very tough. And I found I had not necessarily a hard time, but felt like I was on the ice most of the time, was Marty McSorley with LA Kings. Ooh. He had a great, if you're going to look back and fortunate or unfortunate enough, during this pandemic, they've been showing a lot of 93 series for the last little while. And I've been watching a little bit. I get a nice text from friends. Hey, you're on TV. Okay, I'll click it on. It's amazing how Marty McSorley was such, he was a good part of the team. He was, you have Gretzky there and Curry and stuff, but McSorley was on the ice almost every time that I was on the ice. Not that we were shadowing each other, but he was a tough guy, but he could play hockey. Mm-hmm. And you got to watch some highlights, man. Taking an elbow in the back of the head, and like I said, slashing, and he's yelling at you. He's telling you better smarten up, man. I'm coming after you, playoff or not. And I'm like, okay, all right, Marty, I get it, man. Sorry, right? We're talking and we're bickering back and forth. I don't see it as much now in today's hockey, and that's how it goes. Smaller rink, smaller building. I would always, rarely after a hockey game, you didn't have an ice pack somewhere. Rarely after a hockey game back in the old days, right? Wait, like really, you'd have to ice something. You're sore, you need to pop some pills on it, like anything, Tylenol, whatever you need to just kind of like calm yourself down and be ready for the next game, right?
Right on.
Bert, that's so cool, man. I just, I just love the that era of, those 2 decades, especially like the 80s and 90s of the NHL. You played in such a very cool time of NHL professional hockey, man. Just the way the game was played, there's a few different rules implemented now, and they say it's a bit safer and all that. But I mean, I enjoy looking at the hooks and the hacks and the guys getting in your face, and just that old school feel along the boards, and you're really grinding it out in those corners back in the day, man. And it just seemed like such a brotherhood. Like everyone, you had your enforcers on the team, and but it seems like even the super skilled guys, like they backed themselves up, like no problem back in the day, because they built hockey players tougher, man. That's how you were built. Just like I watched your highlights, man. Like you were like in the minors and everything, like you're almost thrown to the wolves sometimes. I bet you there's some games where I've seen some AHL games, and those guys still friggin' bang down there, right? And just it's crazy how they develop these NHL players, especially in your era, man. And I couldn't imagine I watched the highlights, buddy, and I see you skating around and the face washing, and there's just so much chirping going on all the time. The benches, And I love that game of hockey, man. Like, you played in a really cool era of hockey, dude. You should be really proud of that. Like, I just want to put this in there. I have a couple Habs fans and they're friends of mine I work with and everything. And when they found out you were coming on the show, man, they were like, no freaking way. You're telling me that Gilbert Dionne is coming on your show? I said, yeah. They're like, buddy, he was the freaking best, man. He was the best. I was like, oh my God. They told me a couple little stories about you. You know what I mean? Just, oh, dude, really cool stuff, buddy.
And you know what? And like you said, like, and it, not gonna lie, because every player is different. But some nights, like you said, was tough, man. You're reading the stats. You get the book. You know, you're getting undressed, and you have a little bit of time to read and meet to get prepared mentally. I'm going, wow, this is gonna be a tough night, man. I don't know if I'm ready. You're nervous or you're scared. Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to fight from like 3 games ago that we chirp each other? Like, who's coming after me or not? Or is our tough guy ready to fight the other tough guy? Like, it was mentally draining. And I'm using the Boston Bruins because there was so many stories about the Bruins and the Boston Garden. So we're in the playoffs and I'm heading there once again, young kid, right? And there's a face-off, there's a whistle, and back in the old days, a big bright red light on the penalty box tells you it's a timeout, and you got to go back to the face-off. And I'm by the boards, and back in the old days, the glass was probably about this big, right? Nothing much. I'm by the glass. I'm by the hash mark. I'm getting hit by the back of the head by a fan and telling me to go home, you frog. Get out of here. And I'm telling
holy shit, man.
Drop the puck. He goes, I can't. There's a commercial. I go, I'm getting beat here by the boards. What is going on here?
Wow.
But, you know, and they're waiting for us outside in the parking lot with their brooms. And it tells you, I swear, we swept you. Get out of here. And they're shaking.
Dude, what the hell? That's crazy, man.
I'm telling you, it's the same thing as Slapshot, the movie, where you see in Slapshot, some of it and pretty much most of it is true. I lived it. It's unbelievable. But like I said, we'll never forget that. And during my era from 90 through 96, when I got traded to the Flyers, the new buildings start coming out. So the Bell Center came in. The Boston Garden, that they call it TD Bank, came in. Chicago. We had to go up and down 14 set of stairs. It was unreal. So we're doing a warm-up in Chicago, and Brian Bellows first of all, we came in the morning and had cockroaches all over equipment and all that stuff. Oh. It was unbelievable. So we're getting the equipment on. I'm doing warm-up. Brian Bellows kept telling me, he goes, don't go first. I said, first where? I said, don't get off the ice first. I go, I never do. I'm a rookie. You guys don't let me go first. So I'm skating by the glass. So it's the warm-up's almost done. I'm watching Patrick's Breezeboy, and I think it's Breezer. Breezer says, okay, well, I got to go now. So I said, okay, I'll follow you. Holy cow. Breezer took one step, boom, 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 all the way down to the stairs. What happened is the top step would start to freeze during warm-up. They would create some sort of the plastic gets slippery. And holy cow, off he went. He went all the way down, man. It was so funny. But it's few things that, respect from Brian Bellows, BB, and telling that stuff's going to happen. Here's a guy played 1,000 games, right? They knew all the stories, but it was a terrible arena, but the organ is going, the crowd's going nuts. And and don't forget the Blackhawks jersey. Like, it's awesome, man.
Dude, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah.
I really hope they don't change it up, man, with all this stuff going on about the native symbolism and everything. I really hope Blackhawks stay the same, dude. That's such an original, cool jersey.
It sure is. And then you get traded, right? Hard time in Montreal. I said a few things I shouldn't have said. I was under pressure somehow. You're young, right? You don't go to school. You don't get trained to say what you want to say. And now you tell me what you're listening right now to these players, they're all saying the same thing, right? It's so boring. Sure. It's so boring listening to an interview. Other than Ovechkin. Ovechkin, I like him. He says what he wants. PK's fun. But it is so boring. I don't even bother. The intermission, I don't even bother listening to any of those players because they're so boring. I was telling like it is. I was trying to tell, this is who I am. This is what I express myself. It did kind of cost my job in Montreal and end up to the Flyers. Didn't work out well, but it was a good trade. Me, Desjardins, Leclerc. Are you kidding me? Desjardins and Leclerc end up having an awesome career in Philadelphia with Eric Lindros and Reinberg. You have Johnny Leclerc scoring 50 goals every year. Awesome, Johnny. Tough player and had an awesome career. And I'm very happy that I ended up with the Flyers organization and Bobby Clarke as your president and manager. Another intimidation, right? Holy cow. You got Serge Savard in Montreal. You got Bobby Clarke in Philly. Wow, why not, right? So it was a short term in Philly, but you know what? I enjoyed it, and I wish I could have figure different ways or different things, and it just didn't work out. What are you going to do, right? People say you should have tried this, try that. I was trying. It's just sometimes someone else is doing it better than yourself, right? So that's how it turned out to be for the NHL. But I was lucky enough to get called up with the Panthers for about 30 games, a dozen games. I'm in the playoffs, and we went to. That was a year of the Rats. I couldn't believe it. That all I wanted. It was about 2 games left in this playoff in the series. In the league. I asked the boys. Brian Skrulin was their captain. I said, "Hey, boys," I said, "I need a goal tonight. I want to get throw rats at me, man. This is going to be a dream of mine." So we're scoring a bunch of goals, right? People
nice.
With 4-0, 4-1 against the Rangers, and I finally score a 5th goal against Mike Richter. More rats were calling and throwing at me, and the bench was going nuts. We're all going nuts, right? And that's what it was. It was fun. It was fun throwing out this camaraderie, and that's what happened with the Panthers. They had the right group of players. Not overly talented like we had in '93, but they worked their asses off. Great coaching staff, and unfortunately we lost in the finals to Colorado and Patrick Waugh, right? So, but and Van Beesbrook was in there. Some good players that were there, and I really enjoyed that time too. Like you're working out outside, man. It's like 100 degrees, and you're going to the beach, and as long as you're disciplined and got to watch what you're doing, it's a great spot to play some hockey, and I really enjoyed it when I was there.
So I noticed throughout your career, you wore 45 a lot. Was there a particular reason why?
Well, when I was in Montreal, all these jerseys were all retired, right? So if you do 4 + 5 is 9. So, but I couldn't take Maurice's jersey. So I'm kidding. We did the warm up training camp, and like I said, when you have a good camp, you're bringing luck. They throw you a jersey, and all of a sudden you have a good camp. You make the team, and you're still scoring some goals and assists. I go, well, why can't I not keep that number and go from it? I wish I would have had 16 from my brother, but there was really nothing. It didn't matter. It was just a jersey, and I stuck with it. And that jersey, they're big shoes to fill because the Montreal Canadiens are having a hard time having any of the players wear the 45 and stick around that long.
Well, it's a good sign. You stuck around. You were there for quite some time. That's
right. Yeah. So, but like I said, it's good memories. You bring some awesome stuff back, and I'll forget a few stories, but it's pretty nice. It's nice that. Right now, even if you do events or you go talk, my kids and the youngest are okay. They never see me play, but now that you have Google, you have highlights, and during the playoffs, they're always bring us the '93 Cup because we're not only the last Cup for the Montreal Canadiens, but Wade, you mentioned it that we're the last Canadian team in the last 27 or 28 years that won the Cup. That's a long time, so it always pop up on Hockey Night in Canada, and it's kind of fun to get to see me. Jump around and get excited. So my kids are pretty excited. So that's fun.
Bert, you're Canadian royalty, buddy. You're Canadian royalty. Trust me, we all embrace you, but I definitely embrace you. When you were coming on the show, buddy, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so cool to talk to this guy. Just going back, so I guess you don't really get no psychiatrists or no one really teaching the interviewing process and stuff in those days. Is there someone that walks you through? Because you were mentioning what's cool about the 80s and 90s, like you were saying, man, is those interviews are awesome because it shows the true character. There's the guys that follow the book, but then there's guys like a John Tortorella today or an Alex Ovechkin who kind of say what they're going to say. But I think that's so cool that fans love personality, man. And when the personality comes out, then that's that is entertainment, man, at its finest. And hockey, NHL is a sport and entertainment. And that's the question, man. Did you guys get any training back in the 80s or 90s, of how to deal with the cameras in your face and people asking you questions, or they just say, okay, Dionne out in the hallway, you're on a second interview, get going, and that's it?
So first of all, there's no hallway. Back then, you were all coming in a dressing room right after practice. And Montreal Canadiens and Toronto, obviously, in Quebec, don't forget the Nordiques also, they would have at least, you have about a dozen reporters per newspaper, right, for one page. So there's lots of pressure for the reporters. But there's a story that always stick to me, and whatever I've said past, and we went through a lockout. We have a big meeting. Jacques Demers is telling all of us, listen, there's not much margin of error. You guys should have been trained all winter. I stayed in Montreal to train, make sure I'm in shape. We're starting in New York. And he said this, regardless, if you're not performing right tonight, you're being benched and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he was threatening everybody. So I started playing, and I didn't feel right. I'm in New York. The Madison Square Garden playing there is crap. It was bad. I don't know what's wrong. The ice was soft, or just not right. It didn't feel right. And I have to admit, I did have a terrible game. It wasn't right. So they pulled me into our coach's staff with us and showed me a few highlights. And he says, look, you're watching. I said, you're right. I'm 2 steps behind what's going on. I'm not right. So they told me I'm not playing. So I'm not playing for Saturday's home game. I go, fine. So I'm pissed off. I'm going like, come on.
Holy crap, man.
One game. Like you're picking me. Of course you are. Where I was the black sheep for Jacques Demers. So I said, you're picking me. That's fine. So a reporter says, how you feel? You're frustrated. I said, I am. I guess I'm going to have to go out there and play with the chicken with my head cut off. So when you say something like that, it meant the newspaper Gilbert Dionne's trying to say the Canadians don't have a system. And I'm like, system?
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a chicken, my head cut off, man. I think I need to play with more heart. So I quoted myself, but how am I supposed to take it back? I meant what I said. I just didn't say it properly. And it got thrown on the paper, right? And I got carved for that pretty bad. Like, it stuck with me for a long time. But now people are using it. Reporters are using it. Oh my God, this team's playing with their head cut off. Chicken head cut off. So it was kind of nice because they're using my slogan, right? So it was kind of cool. But
you're the originator of playing with like your head's cut off.
Yeah, but you know how crooked it be. Right? I do warm up and I do practice and warm up. I come into my dressing room. There was a chicken there, raw chicken, hanging in the dressing room on my locker.
No way.
So I'm pissed off, right? So
wow.
Somebody's doing something. And it was sad
Holy
enough
shit.
that Jacques Demers set that up and wanted the trainers to go buy something and put in my locker. So that's how much, a little bit of hatred we had among each other, but it's something coach versus player, right? So I knew at that time my time was up and it was time for me to go, right? But it is what it is. Take it like a man, right? But it was, there's some cruel stories to tell. I'm not telling them all because I might come up with a book.
Oh my goodness, hey, dude, that is crazy, man. I mean, wow. I didn't know player and coach feuds could go to like a setup kind of prank like that to kind of humiliate you. That's crazy, bud. What do you think that would happen in today's game, Bert, or do you think that still happens a bit nowadays, or is that more your era?
It's more my era. I have no clue what's going on in today's hockey, man. I think these guys are too busy with iPads, and phone, and they just and Instagram stuff. I think they just want to get the hell out of there and right go worry about the media aspect of the game. I don't know. I wish them all luck in this game today. I believe not everybody's a big fan of Gary Bettman, but I have to applaud him of what he's done through this pandemic. I think even though with the NHL being a smaller market in sports. Football, I think, and basketball was terrible how they did it, but the NHL took their time. They did it right. They did a good bubble. I truly believe even this year coming up, people excited. I'm not sure if there'll be players or not. Whatever they're going to set it up, I truly believe it's going to be done right. We need some hockey back. We need some hockey back.
Absolutely.
People are losing their mind. Like, there's nothing to watch, and unfortunately, everyone's just wrapped up with this COVID situation, and it's just we need something to watch, and even. You're not with your friends to watch it. You can't throw it, text each other. Like I've done this many times when the Leafs has playing on. We're just texting among each other with my Leaf guys and having fun and watching up by myself with my kids, right? But I mean, it's good hockey. It's a good sport. Like regardless how they're doing it, how it's advanced, it's us, me, the old guy, to adjust to it. I'm still having a hard time watching it, but it is what it is. That's what the rules are. That's what the game is. They're so fast. Come on, you got Matthews with that stick going around and Tavares and all the. I'm saying the Leafs because I'm watching the Leafs all the time. But I mean, those guys are talented, man. It's unreal what they can do with stick handling and all that stuff. I was boring, man. I'm just up and down the ice. I'm just pushing the puck, man. I ain't stick handling because I would lose the puck 100%. But I can sure it was lining up by the top of the circle, and my snapshot would be coming out nice and hard and picking corners. That I didn't have a problem with.
Man, I got to say, I'm more of a guy. I love the skill part of the game and the talent, but and how quick it is and the speed. But you know what? As fans of hockey, man, you got to appreciate the guys that just drive, that just go 110%. And those are what gain the fans love. You know what I mean? So players like yourself, man, like a Darcy Tucker or a Zach Hyman or Gallagher when he first started on the Habs, it wasn't the biggest goal scorer, but you could tell the effort level, the compete level was there, man. And that's the game, man. I just love the compete level. Skill can only get you so far, but dude, when you have that grinding attitude and you're like a dog on a bone in the corner,
No,
That's the best, man. That's what I like. I like seeing that kind of stuff going on the ice, but it's amazing.
And let's not forget, like, I was not a good skater. I was a terrible skater, but I was positioning myself. If it was my weakness, I would use other things another way to go position myself where I was trying to judge the puck will end up going there. So that's where I would end up going. But some players would still today, they're skating 100 miles an hour for the whole shift. Oh, wow, he looks great. Didn't do a shit, nothing the whole shift. But people love him because he's flying everywhere. So if that's what people want to watch in hockey, someone flying through between everybody without touching the puck, so be it. But for us, we're smart. Carbonneau, we had system, right? Unfortunately, fortunately, the red line showed up or not, we had to trap. We had to play smart. It was hard playing during our time because, first of all, it was hard to get the speed going, right? Because you always had someone in your face, always. So like you said, the hooking, the grabbing, the cross-checking. Well, Lemieux made it through that, and Wayne Gretzky made it through that, and a lot of Hall of Famers made it through that stuff. And you're watching today, you want to see speed, get rid of the red line, so be it. Good luck. This is your game now. I feel terrible sorry for the defensemen with talent, the defensive defensemen that cannot grab anybody in front of net. You cannot cross-check. You cannot do anything to help your goaltender. That's sad, and I feel bad because they look bad. And you guys will always remember, I'm not here to bash them, but Freneuf, Toronto and Bruins playoffs, and he just could not do anything in front of the net. Like, he was exhausted, right? I mean, sometimes now today, you get your positioning, and that's all you can do. You cannot move anybody out of the way. And I found that you got to earn your spot. When I scored goals, I earned it, man. I deserved it, and I earned it because it hurt. It hurt bad. But now these days, you got all access to go to the net and show your talent with your stick and puck and trying to beat the best goalies in the world.
Absolutely. You mentioned some of the arenas that weren't the best, like Madison Square Gardens in Chicago. One of our viewers is actually wondering, what venue did you actually enjoy going to as an opposing player? What was the best visiting rink you were at?
The one was in Winnipeg. I really enjoyed Winnipeg. Don't forget Edmonton, Calgary, like anywhere that was some life to it. And for me, the most memorable, obviously, was LA. Like, I had to go to Los Angeles, and here's my brother, right? Here's the Hall of Fame, the name of the Kings, right? His jersey's retired with Vachon, and he was a Triple Crown. It was very exciting to do. But we played in the old buildings, like to Hartford. We had to go through a mall. Like, you're going from like the hotel, cut through the mall to go to the Hartford Whalers Arena, right? So, and Buffalo, same thing. You can take the elevator to go up to the rink, right? But it's all around. It was fun. Also, for me, you go to Quebec Nordiques and Montreal rivalry was unbelievable, right? Yeah. You go and you get nervous because it takes a week. They say we're going there Saturday, or they're coming back there, and they like get really nervous. And all it was back then is it's all concrete, arena, ice, and let's go. There's nothing fancy. It's just people want to go there, grab their hot dogs. By the way, they have great steamers there and at the Forum. So I had a couple of steamers at the Forum. Good stories about that one too, but great hot dogs in Quebec. So, but all around, when the expansion come in, and at that time, San Jose, we had to go way up on the stairs somewhere, and it was so freaking hot during that time. Pat Falloon's there and all those guys, but they were just found an arena till they were building the new one. But we didn't care, right? Just put us somewhere. Give us our gear, and we just want to go play some hockey. And that's a good memory that I was going to remember and cherish. So
that's amazing. And then, so speaking about memories, let's track forward back to your biggest one, I would assume. 1993, beating the LA Kings in what everyone thought, would this be Wayne Gretzky's Stanley Cup? After they got through the Leafs, everybody was saying, the LA Kings are going to win this. Montreal has no chance. And Montreal just dominated. I mean, you guys had an incredible team, an incredible run. Some would argue that you guys had one of the best schedules throughout that run as well. But take us back. What was that like?
Well, first of all, if the Leafs would have beat LA, I think they would have won the Cup that year.
Oh, thank you.
You never know.
Bonus points.
Tell you what, hey, I'll tell you what. So a good part, like, sometimes, and I have to track back for what I've said to Jacques Demers, some stories, but we're starting to playoffs, and these stories we find out later, right? I mean, it's not at the right moment what's happening. So we're sitting in the dressing room at the Forum, and then Jacques comes in the room. as nervous as he is, and he's just calling 4 or 5 guys. And, it was Danfus, Muller, Bellows, Carbonneau, a few leaders in the forward. He pulled him in the dressing room. That's a story I found later, right? So Jacques says, hey, guys, I need to play the kids. I got to play the kids a little bit. You got to believe in me. This is going to shock the world, right? We're going to win the cup. But he was asking those guys, I'm going to take probably 40 seconds on your average or 14 minutes a game. So, 14 minutes of ice time. I need about a minute or 2 in total. So Gilbert can play, Paul DiPietro, and Gary Lehman. I need to have that fourth line going, and I have a good feeling they will have success. And those guys are looking at Jacques and said, you're the coach. You're the coach. Go ahead. We're good. Because he didn't want these guys to start wondering, well, I'm used to my 16 minutes. I'm down to 10. How come? So he pre-warned these guys. And I think that was a good communication skill that he had. He let them know, don't pout. This is what we need. And it worked real well. And at that time, Gary Lehman gets a one-on-one chat with Jacques. And Jacques says, Gary, you know what? Paul and Gilbert are not going to back check, right? You're going to have to babysit them. So Gary says, I'll take care of them. Here's Gary Lehman comes out a 50 goal scorer at Toronto and Calgary. He's been told to play defense, right, on our line. So that worked out pretty cool. So that was kind of fun, but it worked out. Guys, it was so amazing how. And we didn't have a great ending of that season. And when Patrick was struggling, and I think we were 2-8, we finished and come back into the playoffs. But let's not forget how many overtimes we went through. Lucky or not, we earned it. We deserved it. People say, oh, you get lucky, puck bounces on you. I said, no, we believed in ourselves. And when the goalie, you get the best goalie in the world back there, he never said much. But when he would speak up and say, guys, I let the soft one in, please go make that goal back. Why wouldn't we? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick wants us to go get that goal. Let's go do it, boys. Who's got the winner? And we're just, let's go. Everyone's excited. So we didn't always have to get along as a one-on-one off the ice. You get along or not. You don't have to go hang out all the time. But as soon as we had equipment on and we go on the ice, that clicked, man. We were there as a team and a whole team in whole, right, together. And that's what it worked out very well for us. And, you say that LA, whatever happened, the high sticking on the West Division or whatnot, it's a luck of the draw. That's what happened. Like it's the refs on your side or not, who cares, right? You track back. You can't take anything back to what's happened. Mm-hmm. The illegal stick, how did it happen? Mike Sorley, I said, you know what? We could have called his second stick and his third stick. All his sticks were illegal at that time, but didn't think we are going to call it. And that was kind of a bluff. But it worked for us. And Desjardins with 3 goals, unbelievable. Tied the series and go to LA with 1-1, right? So,
man, I had goosebumps just you explaining. When you have your teammates and everything, you might not be the closest with a couple of them or whatever, or hang out with them outside the rink. But once you put the equipment on, it gave me shivers just you saying, it's business, it's game time, it's a brotherhood.
Wait,
it's awesome, buddy. You gave me shit. You just bring me back to getting ready for a playoff game, even in just AAA, man. Just. I love that feeling, bud. It's just such a cool feeling to be part of something so big and that has 16, 20 guys involved in the same feeling, right?
I bet you if you go through the archives in hockey, in Montreal, you will see there's literally fist fighting in practice, man. Because there's frustration, right? There's things going on. We had fight in the dressing room. Matthew Schneider and Patrick were fighting while Serge Everett comes in the shower. Everyone's throwing bombs at each other. It's crazy. But at the end of the day, it was respect. It's because you're hungry. You want to win. You didn't play well. So, at that time when Patrick went Winnipeg, I think it was in, somewhere out west, and Patrick and Schneider come in, and Patrick says, if you start playing defense a little better, we wouldn't be in this shit. And then Schneider said, shut up and stop the puck. And all of a sudden, boom, everything's exploding, right? We get pushed around. But it's a lot of pressure for everyone and in sports in general. You don't have a margin of error. And I always remember and people are talking about concussion, what's going on. And I did post something this week and I don't want to specify what's wrong or what happened to me, but the pressure you've had that I swear I did have a concussion at the forum. And then I'm coming to the bench and when the trainer's looking at you and Pat Burns is looking at you and I'm turning my shoulders over and say, are you okay, kid? If I say I'm not okay, I know myself I'm going to Ferguson. I'm losing my spot. I'm going.
That's so crazy, man.
I'm like, yes, I'm fine, but I need something. Trainer's giving you 5-6 Tylenol, right? You got to get rid of that headache. And then you're going home. You're not feeling well, you're puking, you're sweating, and you just figure, well, it's just a headache, it's got to go. That's the only downfall that happened. Now it's the black room, dark room, whatever it is. It's good luck. But I mean, it's something like that, how much pressure you have. And you have kids to feed, you have your family, your young family. I was young. I'm going like, wow, I need this, man. At the end of the day, we all love hockey. You want to play. Who cares how much money you make, whatever it is? He makes more than me. Listen, I scored 21 goals. I was making 100,000 Canadian. And the guy next to me with 5 goals was making 3.5 million. Like, come on. What's happening here? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So I must have had a bad agent. That money went to a casino somewhere with Church of Art and Dom Miam because I didn't see it. So they went into condos somewhere.
Holy crap. Your agent's listening to this and like, damn Dionne.
Yeah. But you know what? It's all around same thing. I truly hope to believe there's lots of money and what I see now. I call them kids. Like these young athletes, man, they want to win the cup. So the fans are hard. Oh, he's making 13 million. In their mind, these kids, there's no way they're thinking just money. You want to raise that cup. It's your dream since you're young. When you're young, you don't think about you're going to make money. You just want to make the NHL. Well, first of all, you just want to play AAA. That's the best you can. You want to make the junior hockey. You want to make the World Junior, which is starting now, and be part of the Canadian team, right? The World Junior. And next thing you get lucky, you get to the NHL or play in the American League and money start coming in. But no one's thinking about, I'm not playing well tonight. I don't give a shit. I get paid. That's no way it's any of those players' mind right now. And the fans got to forget about that. Who cares? But there is a lot of pressure. If they're paying these players today, they have the money. So stop whining. How come they can play? They can afford, or else they wouldn't throw that money out. And these lockouts don't exist. It's just a little power. Right, little manpower. You guys, they're pulling on both sides, both directions, but they're paying them. So, end of story. It is expensive. I get season tickets at time in Montreal to take 2 customers or 2 whatever it is, over $1,500. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, and unfortunately, this is the way it goes. It's going to keep going until people start going and stop paying for that type of money. But it is what it is, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you know what? You make it to the NHL for a reason, man. You've been the most competitive person in your whole life throughout your whole life. So, I mean, I totally agree with you there, Bert. When I hear other fans, it's tough listening to some of these fans, like coming from Toronto and Montreal. You know what I mean? Like you have all the fans that claim they're the biggest fans and they have the most hockey knowledge and education in the world. But then they don't know like what's going on or what plays being run, and they just want stats. They want goals and assists or a fight or something. But these guys are all out there trying, man. It's just a matter of if your team has that it factor, has that drive, that blood. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. And Stanley Cup teams just have that. They have the it factor, and they came together as one. And that's what you strive for in the NHL. That's what coaches want. That's what franchises want. You're looking to build that chemistry with that team, and hopefully you become one, and you're all united. And that's how you win cups, right? That's how you guys won that cup in '93. But you guys all came together, and it was no shit, no nothing. It was you guys. You guys were all 110%, and you guys gave it your all. And yeah, anyone that says like people aren't playing competitively, buddy, what I just said, man, you make it to the NHL for a reason. These are the most competitive guys you're going to meet. So not meet, but see or watch in our life. So you know what I mean?
And that at the end of the day, and I don't want to bash some of the players of today, but well, I'm used to 21 minutes a game. I'm cut down to 16. Holy cow. I just wanted one shift. Even if it was on the power play for 30 seconds or 5 shifts. Of course, the odds are not on your favor when you play less, but as soon as you're on the ice, man, you're hungry to go score a goal. That was my goal. I'm hungry to go score a goal because that was my job to score a goal. I'm the offense player. I'm done. So, of course, you go from 18 minutes to 12 or, well, I've lost like probably 5 shifts. Who gives a shit, man? Get out there. It doesn't matter. But today, the money's so big, and the fans wants to see Ovechkin play. They wants to see Crosby, right? Should be 3-line. Or these superstars should play every other shift, every 3 shifts.
Yeah.
They should be out there. They want to see the top guns. I want to see McDavid. I want to see Matthews, see what he's got, right? I paid big bucks, a beer and 2 hot dogs, and, next thing you know, a babysitter, it costs you a fortune. You want to see that top player play all the time. but sometimes you'll catch a bad game, and it is what it is. It's right. So I mean, the fans. There's a lot of pressure in Toronto. They have it right. They have it going. They have the money to do it, but there's something just missing. And every one of us, we dissect them every day. We always say, well, they need a goalie. You know what? They can't get the goalie because they're not out there. Unless you go get in junior and wait 5 years, and then the other 5s are gone. We need a tough defenseman. He's not available. He's on another team.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You got to go with what you have. But I mean, I hope they're going in the right direction, but I believe they're not quite there yet, and I don't know why. What the heck's missing? And big front staff. Shanahan's doing a great job. I'm a big fan of Shanny because he's an alumni too. And these guys, Toronto's done a lot of things behind closed door that no one would know that I know. All the alumni that are there, the Dan Dows are looking after it, and the Sittler that's there. Come on, you got Dougie Gilmore, right? And Wendell Clark. Like, this is awesome. They're looking after them. They're telling we have a second dressing room for you guys. They're alumni. We need you guys as much as you can for the fans, and come and sign autographs, be part of that. And that's cool. That's super cool what I see with the Toronto's doing it right. Yes, it costs money, but I think that organization's doing it right, and I hate when the outsiders start bitching about them and this and this and that. They get this, get that. Guess what? People are paying for the Leafs to be on TV. End of story. So that's how I believe.
Agreed.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Archie.
Just a quick question. So after you win a cup, everybody gets their day with the cup. Do you recall what your day was like when you had it with you and you had your time with your family and your cup?
Oh, by the way, what I remember also is we're on the ice. We're trying to pass the cup. It goes for seniority, obviously. You got to go by seniority. We made sure Denise Savard was hurt, injured at that time. We win the cup. And then Pat Guy went to get the cup, and we want to give it to Savvy. After many years of career, and give him Denis Savard his first Stanley Cup with the Canadiens. But we're passing around. I don't remember who handed it out to me, but my brother Marcel was at the game, so I knew which area in the stands he was standing with my sister-in-law Carol. And that's that point. I was no, not yet. So then I see Marcel, so I grabbed it, and then I raised it and showed him Marcel that we did it. Right? I said we did it as a family, being 19 years apart. Marcel tried for thousands of games and never came close. So I looked on by saying thank you, and to my family, my mom and dad, and to my sisters and brother-in-laws who were watching it back home in Drummondville, that we did it. And soon enough, Patrick was stealing it from me because he had to do a stupid Disneyland commercial or whatever. That was it. I'll win it again. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to win it again. Yeah. But back in the old days, Archie, they were saying that we weren't really having the cup to each player, so it was getting passed on to where the cup was going to end up going. So I didn't have my day with it. I had an awesome celebration. But back in the old days, it's Adam Graves that started it in New York, says everybody should have a day with it, and they did. But at my time, I don't even want to involve the story. It was sad how it happened, but I don't care.
Oh, man.
I can always get it again. The Hall of Fame says they owe me a weekend, so I'm trying to pick and choose which weekend I want it.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yes.
What was I gonna say there? I was gonna ask you. So when you're about to hoist the cup, I guess that whole moment when you guys win, it's the last couple seconds ticking down. Do you kind of go blank, man? Like, do you remember everything, or is your mind just like you can barely remember things? Because I feel like that would just be such a elevated, heartfelt moment that your mind wouldn't be able to process what the hell's going on, right?
Well,
or do you remember everything?
Yeah, not everything, but I'm skating around. I'm asking Mike Keane and Carbo. I said, "Is the cup heavy? It's a heavy. Am I going to fall? Am I going to trip? Is it going back?" So I almost dropped it, man. It's 35 pounds. We're so exhausted, man. This is a long run in the playoffs, right? You used to play probably 198 pounds at that time. It was 195, 96. You lose 10, 12 pounds, and you cannot gain back. You can't. You don't have enough time. Right. So it's like, holy cow, exhausted. But the great time, the dressing room, like, listen, everyone's coming in there and we're all excited. And we didn't have really cell phones back then. I want to call my mom, tell her we won the cup. And all of a sudden, everyone's throwing champagne and I'm looking up. I see the late René Angelin and Céline Dion comes in. I go, holy shit, this is Céline, guys. Céline. I said, hey, Mom, Céline's here. I'm giving the phone to Céline. I said, say hi to my mom. And then she goes, hi, Mrs. Dion, congratulations. And my mom's freaking out, chatting with Céline Dion for 10 minutes. I didn't get the phone back.
my son just won the Stanley Cup, but oh my God, Celine Dion!
Yeah, I'm so excited. But let's not forget too, unfortunately, and the riot that happened into Montreal was no way that we found out after that, after many investigation, that was no way in part the fans were deliberately, burning the town. But we couldn't get out of the building till like 3:30 in the morning. It was craziness. The people was trying to break in, and you guys remember the old forum, the glass in front. And soon they would see one of us. I had my equipment on for at least 4 or 5 hours after. I couldn't take my shit off. And Marcel came in the room, and we're trying to be as secure as possible. But they used to see us and just trying to break back in to come and say hi to us. And we're like, cops are getting mad. Says, stay in. Let's trying to clear the city, and we'll get you guys out of here. And I remember being escorted from my car, which I was not driving at the time, but I had someone driving me back. And then it was kind of cool because I'm stopping so I can say hi to all the fans, right? And they're shaking the car. And the police officer is on this motorcycle. I said, I'm going to guide you on the Highway 20 and get the hell out of here. I said, okay, but I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
They're shaking the car, and we're just trying to go. But you're getting escorted with motorcycles to get to the highway was kind of cool. That's another story that I remember and really enjoyed, to just head back out on West Island. And he says, you get a free pass when I get out of here. So we just flew and drove home, and it was pretty exciting.
Did you get any sleep when you got home, bud? Like, you must have stayed up for 24 hours partying, man.
I didn't sleep for 2 weeks, man. It was
holy shit.
The parade was fantastic. It was well done. The Grand Prix at that time was there also June 3rd. We went to the Grand Prix with the Cup and just everyone tour around, hang out. It was a great summer, and I will never forget. Like anywhere, everywhere, we had the key to the city and to the province. It was magical. I thank you. I thank all the fans that were out there for all the support, the restaurant business, to everyone that was just giving us a great time. Really enjoyed the fact that you win the Cup. And by the way, there was about 7, 8 of us end up getting a tattoo of the Cup, and I got a tattoo, and it's on me, proud, nice and proud. I might need to work on my ink a little more now because it's been a long time. But it was kind of cool that you follow, the boys that had their, a cup and have a tattoo, and it's always going to be a memory.
Where's this tattoo located, as your mother would ask you?
It's private.
Cheers, buddy. That's awesome, man.
Not too many have seen it.
That's really cool, dude.
When I was younger, I used to streak all the time, so I didn't dare to streak up and down the street here. So, you know what? It was dark enough; no one could really see it. But a lot of hockey players seen it after the beer league. Yeah,
that's amazing,
sweet, man.
Mm-hmm.
So take us to I guess where are you at now? Post hockey, post all your NHL career, everything's done. We know you went overseas for a bit. You did amazing there too. Like it's almost like you had a rebirth over there. You had amazing numbers.
The Cyclones,
legendary
status there too. I mean, your jersey's hanging. How's that?
It's pretty cool. And up when going to Cincinnati, there was an independent league, IHL, and gave me an opportunity. And I knew at 27 years old, I said, you know what, I think the NHL's done. So they asked me, can you help us out? Like where the Florida Panthers coming in, Carolina's coming in. I go, of course, I'll help you guys out. I'll be down here. I was doing my job, scoring a lot of goals, and I was trying to guide these young kids what to do, what not to do. And one good story is Eric Cole. So Eric Cole for the Carolina Hurricanes, the kid was struggling a little bit. His wife at that time was a state trooper, and I'm sitting in the back of the bus. I said, hey, kid, come here. And I'm having a beer. He's watching me. He goes, what, Gilbert? I said, I was kind of his mentor. I said, listen, your career, you want to play in the NHL, you might play a game, you might play 1,000 games. I said, she can always go back and be a police officer. I said, if you want your wife to go talk to my wife, because she's gone through a lot, to Heather, I said, she'll guide you through it and to let you know that this is our job. We will travel. We'll be gone for 11 days, 12 days, to be patient. And this kid, took it to heart. And he went back to and told his wife, are you in or you out? Because this is a life. This is a hockey player's life. This is the life. We're always have to be together. There's a mandatory pool night. You have to take that shit and go with the flow and have that support. And believe it or not, the players, a lot of wives wouldn't tag along, and the girlfriends, and beat it, right? So, and Eric Cole made a good career and won the Stanley Cup with Carolina, and I was happy for that she understood and he understood what what it was all about, right? And Cincinnati was good to me. I mean, for them to retire my jersey, for them to, I must have done something right? To give me a Gilbert Dionne Day, December 6th, every year, Gilbert Dionne Day.
Oh, got some show and tell.
The Gilbert Dionne Day. Let's go.
And then you end up with a little bubble. Look at
Oh,
this.
you got a
Hey,
bubble.
the bobblehead. You did it.
I kind of look like a Barry Larkins, though, eh? There's not Barry Larkins here. Look at this.
Nice, bro.
That was a nice tan. But
Fantastic.
it makes you proud, right? It's like, wow, get a jersey retired. Like, what's that? So the impact of the community I was doing and trying to help these young kids to perform. I took that role, right? The jealousy was gone. I said, well, I'm trying to help this kid to make the NHL. Next to me, it should be me. Well, you know what? I said, I'm going to become a player coach and go with it. And the rest is kind of cool. I ended up going to Europe and stuff. But after that, you got to call it quits. I went to Germany, second year by myself. Don't forget the 9/11 hits. I went by myself, my family. And at that time, I called my wife and I said, hey, are you coming? She goes, actually, are you done having fun? And so once she asked me, are you done? I think it was a sign that if you're not done, I'm leaving, right? So I go, you know what? Give me 1 year, one more year, sell the house, and I retire. And it worked out that way. And I came home here to Ontario, close to her family. So, and now I'm just back in sales. I'm selling some nice artificial grass, turf, putting green, and I'm doing great. And I have a great sports salesman and a great partner with Brian Parks. He's doing a great job. He's been leading me to get into this sale because I'm going to be very busy in spring. So I work for Durham Artificial Grass out of Durham, and great family-oriented business company that I truly believe. After 20 years, almost 20 years of in the grain business, I decided to jump to sales, and I'm really enjoying this. Little nerve-wracking of everything that's new, but it's booming big time. Wade, it's unreal. People are just getting excited. It's a niche market, right? It's an investment, but everyone's dying to put a putting green bat there. You put a pool. You're sick of cutting grass, and this is what we do, and that's why we show up and make homeowners, commercial buildings, and so not make the place look a lot much nicer and enjoy themselves without cutting grass. So you can take your kids to soccer games and baseball games and so forth, and enjoy drinking beer.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know what, man? Hey, man, that's a big thing. Even my oldest brother, he put an AstroTurf green on the front of his lawn, bud. Yep. And everyone's been telling him, hey, man, get a flagpole on the end of there, man. What's going on? You get your chip shots going, right?
Absolutely.
So that's cool. And you're also doing the artificial ice surface too, right?
Yes, we do. So obviously things are coming out, and unfortunately, Ontario, the last few years, with the climate changes, it's very hard to and I tried it too for years. Every hockey dad trying to put a rink back there, but it became too much time, too much work. And this artificial ice that we put together, these plates that we attach together, I've tried it. I have it on my Facebook page. I skate on it. So, you're 50 years old. You're just being more cautious, right? You don't want to pull a groin or anything like that. But as soon as you get the glimpse of it, it's great for workout. It's great for figure skating. It's great for training, right? So apparently training is so competitive now, hockey, that you need something. Parents will pay whatever to put something on the surface in their backyard or even on the concrete. As long as you have a nice solid surface, and it's good for like 15 years, 7 years each side. You don't have to spray nothing on it. And it seems that part of the sales is booming also. So it's pretty interesting. It's fun. So, and also whatever I sell, man, I always tell people, I said, hey, do you guys want to have you need a proposal or anything? I show up to your house. I might not even charge you for a little bit of hockey talk. So anyone's welcome to do any questions on and off the ice, off the record. I'll be glad to just share a little bit of hockey.
I could really see this artificial ice surface really start booming just with like global warming and just like you said, Bert, my brother, he's built backyard rinks the last few years, and the last 2 years the weather's been so friggin' inconsistent. It melts, then it's not frozen, and then it's frozen for a week. I think he only got about maybe 10 days use out of it last year. It was like mild. So this artificial ice surface is something that I think, Canadians, Ontarians, all over, whoever's not getting the cold climate, this is something we should invest in, man, and go set it up in the backyard.
That's why it's called Hockey Shots. So like it's kind of cool. Like we have a nice display, at our office up in Durham, and it's amazing that people are welcome. I know this COVID just kind of slowed everything down, but they're always welcome to come and try it out. And like, again, it's an investment. But like I said, you can have a few coaches and you have a few parents as well. Where can we do? I said, these coaches would love to have it at their own home, and you have a one-on-one skating, even for the goaltenders. You don't have to have a full ice. You just need a nice area for the goaltender to work their post-to-post challenge, butterfly style, whatever you want to call it, and really enjoy to move in their technique. So you don't really need full ice for the boys to just figure out, what can you do to go move and do some shooting. You have your skates on and get comfortable with that.
Well, it's funny. I was actually talking to Brian about it, and he did say it is an adjustment. It's not like ice. There is a little bit of an adjustment period to get the skating technique on this.
Yep.
How did you feel getting on it for the first time?
I told Pick right away, man. I was exhausted, and I told you I suck at skating. I was so exhausted, and it was kind of nice out actually. So I had I took my sweater off and just skating, nice and sunny, right? It was just probably 8 degrees or 10 degrees, but it was fantastic. And when I get home, and we just put it down, so we had to adjust a few things. I go watch myself. I was worried about maybe a few, where the crease is when it connects together. I did not toe pick at all or nothing, but it was just to get going, right? It's just but you don't want to stop, right? You just can play and push hard. And that's what happened is the 40, I think your legs get tired. And imagine after you're done training, you go to a real ice surface, man, you'd be flying, right?
Oh, yeah.
Remember the old days when you have a hockey stick, a wood stick, and you put about 6 or 8 pucks, you tape it on the blade and just work on your wrist, and then all of a sudden you grab your wood stick.
Strengthen your wrist, yeah.
Yeah, it felt light. So that's what that ice, artificial ice does. It's great for training. It's great for figure skating. You practice a few moves and then you can take it off and put it back on if you want. But it's very, very recommended for me. I know I recommend it for any young athletes to even professional guys that need something to work. Imagine if you have concussions. Concussion clinics should probably use it. I said, this is good exercise for you. Get back on what you call on the ice, right? Work on your shoulder, work on what's wrong with your knee and stuff like that. I mean, well, you can't go on the ice. Renting the ice costs so much money, but every arena should have at least a section to say, here we go. You can't go on the ice, son, but you can practice outside and be with your buddies and work on this artificial ice. So I think it's going to come. It's just a matter of throwing it out there and get going with it.
You found the solution, that's for sure. It's really cool. And just like you were saying, I bet you as soon as you get the edge work down and you get really good at it on the artificial ice surface, I know that as soon as you get on the ice, you're going to be incredible. You're just going to be cutting through there, bud. You're going to feel like your blades are heated or something.
Exactly. And everyone's asking, well, how hard is it for the blade? I think you probably lose maybe 30%. So everyone knows, even if you go play in your backyard ice and you go to the pavilion, and with the stones and pebbles, the parents got to go sharp their skates regardless. So we're just trying to tell the fans, the people, the buyers, 30%, no big deal. You can go get your skate sharpened again for $7, and who cares, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? So,
and how is it? Like, can you stop on it like you do on ice?
Yep, you can stop and do on ice. There's a video on Facebook, man. You have to go see it. I'll show you.
I've seen the video. I've seen the video of you, Bert, on it. It looks Archie. It looks cool, man. Like I could really. Dude, this is a perfect promotional thing for it because honestly, I don't have my own place yet, but you better guarantee within the next couple of years or whatever, if I have enough backyard space, I'll definitely have maybe a 12 by 12 little spot just for stick handling, just for a couple edge work things and for the shot, right? So, I mean, I got to stay a little bit sharp for beer league.
Yeah, but you know what? What's this? The first thing in this story is, the crossover is huge in hockey. You want to do a stop and start? That's fine. Of course, you have your stop and start, right? And I'm telling this because I did some power skating back, but I almost didn't get. It's almost too late when I was skating. I'm a skater, like standing up skater. Like it was kind of. I think I felt it was too late working on it a little bit. But for these young age right now, if the kid's struggling on this crossover, that's perfect to have something big enough or wide enough for the kid to work his 2-3 strides, crossover, off you go. No, I'm not a professional, skating trainer. I have a lot of guys on my Facebook page, Instagram could tell, Bert, this is how you do it. Well, so that'd be awesome for someone to start maybe come and tag along and start showing how to do this stuff. But like I said, there's so much hockey schools out there to tell you so many ways to do it. At the end of the day, it's crossing over and push hard, 2-3 strides, and off you go, right? I mean, it'd be very cool for any kids at a young age and a diehard dad or mom or parents that need that little extra push for the kids to get a skating better, why not and do that? And you can even put it in your own basement. You don't even have a basement finish. You can put it down there and off you go, right on concrete, and work on your skating, right? So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just for the viewers, what's the company called, Bert?
It's Durham Artificial Grass. Durham Artificial Grass. So you can go on our website, durhamartificialgrass.ca, and you can look at everything there and what we sell and all that stuff, and it'd be pretty cool. And drop an email, and you guys look for me, and I'll be more than happy to chat to anyone out there that's interested. And me and Parky, we can take over. We do golf simulators. We do indoor golf, changing mats. This has become a huge thing right now. Wade, the golf simulator is going nuts. Like COVID, you cannot go anywhere. So all you need is a 9-foot ceiling, and obviously no windows nearby, but you just put a net up and swing away with your computer. And we provide that also, and it's fantastic that has also been booming. And we did putting green. Parksy did putting green for Mitch Marner at his cottage, and he really likes it. Really likes it a lot, and it's fun. It's we do it professionally. This is not a half a day job. And what you see on Google, we tell people and customers that good luck. Yes, you can install it together, but like I said, it's an investment. It'll last you 15 to 30 years if you want, as long as you take a look at it. But it's got to be done professionally. So, and I hope things are going to go well for the spring, and looking forward to it.
And I know that you guys are also doing a campaign right now with the pink de-icer.
That's right. So we do the pink. So we teamed up and for breast cancer. So whatever each bag that we're selling, I believe it's 25 cents. That's going to a breast cancer charity. So we're trying. If Parksy in this area is selling quite a bit, I'm selling on my side of Kitchener, Waterloo, London, Niagara Falls to Chatham area. We sell a bunch. Then we will pick someone, a mom that would obviously would need the money to support during the chemo and all that stuff that's needed, and that comes towards the end of the season. It's safe. We have an SDS sheets. We're trying to tell people it's a de-icer, so how safe it is, friendly, it's environmentally friendly, pet friendly, and we have all these information on our website to take a look. But once again, it's a good cause, and it's for breast cancer, and the Durham Artificial Grass, they really, really support local, so that's pretty cool to do so.
Amazing. Awesome. Yep. And then another plus to it having a pink color to it. You know exactly where you've put it, where you've laid it, where you've missed some spots. So I know a lot of people use the blue stuff and the green stuff, and sometimes not so friendly for pets or for concrete and asphalt and this and that. So I did my research on this product. I'm definitely going to be contacting Parky for some as well.
Yes.
Because I know that someone asked even, is it pet friendly? And it was, yes. Pet,
that's
kid,
huge. That's huge, man.
There's no issues, no threats. So obviously you don't want your kids eating a handful of this stuff, but it's good to know that they're
de-icer, right? It's a de-icer, and it's good to minus 20, so it's amazing. It's a good product. It's Canadian, so and we'll see how it goes. A fundraiser, it's kind of awesome. And my mother-in-law was diagnosed not long ago, so that's kind of a little touchy for us. But you know what?
For sure, man.
Yep, that's good spirits, a good spirit, and all that stuff. We have to be extremely careful with COVID, so with the immune system and everything. But we're thumbs up. I truly believe in our hospitals and doctors and surgeons out there. I'm a big believer of what they do. They go to school real hard, and she's in good hands. So that's no doubt about it. Not even worry about. She's going to get through this, and obviously with the family support. I wish my mother-in-law, we're there for her, and then hopefully has good recovery and good to go. Get to enjoy my grandkids, right? My kids. She gets to spoil my kids, right? That's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely. And
dude, you have my heart's well wishes and my prayers, buddy. For anyone that's dealing with this diagnosis and all over the world, it's a horrible thing, and I don't even know what the ratio or the statistics are, but I know it's pretty bad. And my heart goes out to everyone, and your mom, and
Well,
hopefully,
it's the ones. Yeah, we're okay. We have it in the family, but we feel we have the great support here. We have
everyone's family, buddy. Everyone's family. That's the issue, right? So we have to support. I like it. 25% of it goes to the charity.
Yep.
Very good, man. I like it. I'll be. It's in that one's in Durham, right? Location.
Yeah.
What's the location in Durham?
Yeah, and I got some at my location too in Kitchener. So we get it by the skids.
Perfect.
I got some in my truck. I got some in my garage. I got some in London. So that delivery is not an issue for any one of us to really share this nice fundraiser that thought we just come up with, and it's kind of cool. So.
Yeah, and for any of our viewers within the Durham region or even in the west end of the city, GTA area type of thing, I will post a link after this is over. Direct people to the right contacts if you guys would like to place an order. Again, for a good cause, for a great cause, and helping out, local businesses as well during such crazy times. It's definitely something that you should definitely want to look into as well.
All right, well, it's Friday night, boys. Am I done? Is this it now?
Are you ready to go crush a few, buddy?
It's Friday night.
Gilbert, honestly, bud, Bert, it's been amazing, dude.
Also, I forgot to mention, if I may, je voulais dire bonjour et bonsoir à toute ma famille au Québec, tous ceux qui me regardent sur Facebook, Michael, mes cousins, mes cousines, je ne peux pas tous les nommer, mais Guylaine, Linda, Marlène et Chantal, puis mes beaux-frères. Je vous remercie, je vous aime beaucoup. Linda, je vous aime, et puis on va se voir bientôt. I just said hi to all my family back home in Quebec. I kind of forgot there. I apologize. But anyway, that's what I want to say.
Beautiful.
You got it in there. I just want to say thanks. Me and Archie, myself, I really appreciate you coming on the show, buddy. It's been a blast. I mean, I was almost nervous just to talk to you, man, because you're a Stanley Cup champion, dude, and I know that I know Archie had a little bit of a discussion with you the other day or whatever, and he just said, "Oh, the guy's an absolute beauty." I'm like, I know he's a beauty. He's a Canadian hockey player. We all have it in our blood, right? We're all kind of connected in that funny way. We kind of get each other, right?
Absolutely.
But dude, I really, really, truly, honestly appreciate you coming on the show. It's been a pleasure, my friend, and hopefully in a year or two or whenever the hell you want to come back on the show, we can have you, and maybe business will be bumping and the promotions will just be skyrocketing, and I hope that everything's going well with you and the family. Stay safe from COVID, and hopefully whatever's happening. I know the vaccine and everything's kind of rolling out right now. So Let's get over COVID here and get back to normality. And well wishes for everyone. Stay safe. And again, thank you so much for coming on the show, dude.
Well, I appreciate and thank you so much for doing these podcasts. Like I said, I'm old school and I'm starting learning this, but well done for teaching me or guiding me through this. With a little bit of technical difficulties, but we got it done. And I really appreciate you guys owe me something. You know that, eh?
What do we owe you?
You guys owe me a gift. You know that.
All right. Sounds good.
Don't say what you're going to send me, though.
Well, okay. I'll have to I'll have to slide into the DMs and I'll have to get the address, but I'll send you one.
There we go. That sounds good. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Hey, appreciate it.
Hey, what's your oh, never mind. Michelob Ultra. There we go.
There we go.
Michelob Ultra. There we go. Perfect. Little bow on top, buddy.
You can actually mention what I'm getting because you're getting sponsored by it, right? So that's good, right? We're sponsoring you. You're more than welcome. But that's kind of cool. But anyways, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Keep in touch, and any players that you're searching or looking for, give me a buzz, and I'll be glad to probably exchange contact info, and you guys would probably put any players that you'd like. You guys know how the hockey guys are, right? They love sharing their stories, and like I just did to mine, and I hope the audience kind of enjoyed it, and go from there, right?
Thank you so much.
I'm sure they did, man.
Sounds good.
All right, take care.
Cheers. All right.
Take care, buddy.
Okay. Ciao.
Ciao. That was amazing.
Wow, what a great podcast and interview with our buddy Bert there, man. Guys, we just had Gilbert Dionne on the show, and he's a Stanley Cup winner, man. And you know what, dude? He's probably got so much other crazy stories, eh? Like, there's just things you just can't say in public, or things that. But he spilled the beans about a couple cool things, man, like behind the scenes, and what an awesome guy. You can just tell he's a good old Canadian guy, man, and he has a good heart, he has a good soul, and I just love his story, man. He had to fight to make the NHL, Archie. He had to fight his way, bud, and he wasn't the biggest guy at the time, and he got sent up and down from the from the minors to NHL. He had a decent NHL career. I mean, statistically wise, he did a great job. He had a couple close to like 40-point seasons there, and 20 goals, 19 goals, 18 goals with Montreal, buddy. Doesn't get any better than that, man. Montreal Habs alumni, came on to Between the Pipes. Archie, thanks for finding him, buddy. Once again, guys, we give a round of applause to Archie on this one, man, because he's just grabbing these awesome individuals and getting them on the podcast, and I'm just having a blast here. So,
man,
good on you, buddy.
Hearing that story about the whole chicken with its head cut off in the locker room.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Nuts.
Like, that's great, buddy. That shit don't fly nowadays, man. You know, you would hear all about that. All it takes is one little snap of a picture in someone's Twitter, Instagram, and that blows up. There goes that coach. Like, seriously, you can't do that. Yeah, that goes into like mental health things. That goes into a whole other platform of negativity for someone's upbringing and shit. Then, like, I don't know. But dude, that's the 80s, and that's hockey prior to like 2005, Archie. Mm-hmm. That's why it's so cool to have these guys on here like that, man. They have the real stories, man.
Yeah, and then even, I mean, as Leaf fans, I loved Pat Burns. The most amazing coach I've ever seen with passion play behind that bench. And to hear his story about Burnsy telling him, you know, like, get that smile off your face because I can send you right back where you came from as quick as you got here. It's crazy.
I know, man.
You hear, but like, to actually have a guy tell you about it right here in front of us like this is just, it's on another level. It's amazing, man.
Man, what a cool interview, man. Could you imagine smiling and just being happy you're somewhere, and then Pat Byrne comes over and says, hey, bud, wipe the smile off your face. Like, this is serious shit here. Like, I can send you back. I want to see the mean Gilbert Dionne. I want to see the animal. Release the animal for me, bud. That's exactly what that was. That's
and
so
then
cool,
hearing him say Patrick Waugh telling him, you're not sitting anywhere, you're playing good, you're winning, you're staying in that shitty corner that you're sitting in. Like,
yeah,
that,
dude.
Amazing stories, man. And
a little bit superstitious, are we?
Yeah. And you know what? It was a great way to cap off 2020 for us. Wade, thank you so much for making this show, being such a compatible host with me. And you know, like, we're looking at the next 2 weeks. Next Friday is Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everybody celebrating. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Observe the holiday. The following week is New Year's Day. We'll be off as well. I can't afford to pay Wade time and a half or double overtime and whatnot. So we just got to make sure, you know, it's stay safe. Be safe out there. We know some crazy stuff coming along. You know, these COVID numbers are getting out of control, and hopefully the holidays go smooth and we don't have too many issues, and we hopefully start to see somewhat of a downward trend in 2021. We will be back 2021. We got some things going on this weekend, Wade, and that'll be our big start to 2021. Be on the lookout. Can't tell you when, can't tell you how, but just be on the lookout. We may not have a live show, but we will have stuff to share. Of course, the World Juniors will be underway soon. So, you know, keep a lookout on the Facebook page, social media channels. Stuff's coming. And great to know. I mean, Gilbert even offered up some contacts. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I would love to. I'd love to get in the DMs, and I gotta get his address, man. I'm gonna send him something.
Seriously, a jersey with his name on it or something, right?
Yeah, bud, that would be hilarious. I play a little couple pranks on him.
That was a highlight. Hearing him say the Leafs would have won, melted my heart. That was just
buddy, he was trolling hard there, bro.
He even unzipped his shirt when
of course, the Stanley Cup. Dude, Archie, man, that's so funny, bro. Yeah. Oh, man, I love that. A true Montreal Canadian hockey player just told us that. Oh yeah, the Leafs. What a good kick in the ass for us, eh? Yeah, that was great. You know what? I'm pretty sure he thought of that one like this morning or yesterday. He's just like, I got to make a quick little joke about the Leafs with these guys for sure, man. He definitely got a rise, but it is pretty cool for him to bring that up. And Archie, just as you were saying, thank you for having me on here. This is really like uplifted my life, man. And I'm just having a blast talk hockey with you guys. I say it in a lot of shows, man. Hockey is, you know what the NBA players will say, ball is life. Like hockey is life, man. And hockey has something to do with everything that I am. So the person I am, the friends I hang out with, my father, my brothers, just everything that I've been brought up with has kind of been introduced or has some kind of segue into hockey. And it's really cool, guys. I love what Archie's doing. He started up this the Between the Pipes podcast, and I'm really, really happy that I can be on here with you and co-host. But I got to give it hats off to you. If I had one, I'd pop it off right here. But you're a terrific host, dude, and keep doing what you're doing. And let's keep entertaining people. And that's it, man. That's it. That's hockey. And everyone, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you in the new year. And unless there's something else, Archie, that you wanted to bring to people's attention, or
yeah, absolutely. I just realized something, guys. So a couple weeks ago, you all saw Greg Ryder on the show perform that beauty of a song, 16 Sticks. Just to keep you guys up to date, we are now approaching the 40,000 view mark. Unbelievable. The song dropped last night. For anybody who's looking for it, it's available pretty much on every platform out there, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. There's a link on our page, on the Facebook page. You can definitely check it out, facebook.com/WTB.com. The post is there. Greg Ryder, amazing song. He sang it live for us on our show, acoustic.
Oh, man. I have goosebumps right now thinking about it again, man.
Yeah, released a studio version with some added. Did you hear it? The added skating in the beginning of the song. You hear the skates digging through the ice, and it's
dude,
amazing.
You can hear and a couple parts of the song. He has like a little bit of the crowd noise in the background, bud. Just what a good job that this guys. You got to listen to this song, man. It's the full 100% finished product of this song, and Greg Ryder did such an amazing job. And me and Archie, and I'm sure our viewers and people that have listened to this song, like Archie just said, we're almost at 40,000 views for that one podcast and for that song that he sung live. And me and Archie truly believe this is going to be a Canadian anthem. It's historical, guys. This is going to be something we're going to hear for the rest of our lives. And every year, especially on April 6th, 100% it will be played. Greg Ryder, amazing job. Thanks for everything too, buddy. If you're watching the show right now, I know we've been in contact, and good luck with everything in the release of your song. I know that you're having fun right now, just celebrating it.
Absolutely. And with that being said, just before we let you guys go, we've got tons of other podcasts available on our network. Just a quick video to show you guys what we've got available. Check it out anytime you'd like on our website. Here's what we've got for you.
War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Tell them that's what we ready for. War. Bringing that to competitors. Till we see the confetti fall, be ready for war. Tell them I'm ready, any opponent. The crown heavy and every minute is chosen. A path only fit for kings, and you won't know what this court means. What did you enlist for? If it isn't getting more rings, then you gon' have to switch your team. Trust me, it gets more mean. I'm a nightmare going up against your dreams. First step is explosive like a bomb hit. Bet if I let it fly, I cannot miss. And you ain't got a chance at the top 10 when you getting clamped all night by a locksmith. On the block, throwing lobs to my top bigs. I'm a chef, no look with the top dish. Tie game, through the pressure as the clock ticks. Crossover, step back, hit a shot, swish. Tell them that's what we ready for. Tell them that's what we ready for.
So tons of content there. And real quick, if you're on social media, please show us some love. Follow, share, subscribe, do what you got to do. Here's some help.
Get the Lambo car, house in the hills with the stars. Told you I'd raise the bar, told you that I'd go far. Baby, it's crystal clear. I'm not a souvenir. I'm not an accessory. I'm a necessity, so come and check me out now. I'm a necessity, so come and check me out now.
So there you have it. Check us out. We're all over the place trying to be everywhere, man. In your face in every way we can think of. Any sports, any topics, any conversations. We've got it all. So check us out. Show us some love. And as I was saying, we are off podcast-wise for the next 2 weeks. But again, keep a lookout. Things are coming. We got some interesting things going on in the pipeline. And Wade, as always, a pleasure. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. And everybody out there, once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Bert for joining us and to all our viewers. And anything else, Wade?
Ciao, guys. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. And I can't wait for 2021 to start and get back talking hockey. And hockey's going to be, oh, by the way, watch the juniors, guys. Juniors hockey is always exciting. United States, Canada, the rivalry. I know there's mostly, we have our American viewers and Canadian viewers. So it's always fun to watch those games. Let's get excited for it. And again, just Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I can't wait to get back to hockey in the new year.
Whoa, before we let you go, breaking news regarding the upcoming season. NHL and Players Association have reached an agreement on a season pending a vote. Says here the NHL already had an executive board call scheduled for 8 p.m. tonight, which was about an hour ago Eastern time. Canadian NHL team issue over health protocols with provinces still not resolved. They're hoping to resolve that by Monday. Again, the issue there is if the provincial governments don't allow the Canadian teams to travel, inter-province travel, to be able to have that Canadian division. There's a potential plan in place that would see Canadian teams rehomed to the U.S., which would essentially be the entire NHL would not be in Canada. I really hope that is not the case, just for the sake of we want it here. And even not going to the game, I'm sure it's different for the players to not be able to play at home, regardless of fans being in the building or not. With this tentative agreement, they're calling for training camps to open on January 3rd, with the season starting January 13th. The 7 teams that did not make the 24-team playoffs can open their training camp on December 30th. Nothing is finalized, but these are the tentative agreements based on a vote. In addition, it's going to be a 23-man roster with an $81.5 million salary cap, which includes the creation of a 4 to 6 man taxi squad. So they'll be able to carry an additional 4 to 6 players in the event of injuries. All 29 players will travel and practice with the team. The taxi squad will be paid a full AHL salary. And the CBA has been expanded to include some more flexible emergency recalls. So a lot just went down in the last hour. Players have the option to opt out for the upcoming season if a player or immediate family member is considered high risk. And the team would have the option of tolling the contract for the year. So lots going on. A vote obviously pending. So I would say, if not this weekend, by Monday, we should have an answer. But it looks like, fingers crossed, we may see hockey beginning January 13th.
All right, man. Sounds good. I like the news. I really hope that no star players opt out, man. That would kind of be devastating. But at the same time, it is COVID-19, and safety measures are the biggest concern. And if there is player opt-outs, then it's totally understandable from our part. So
yeah, exactly.
It is what it is, guys. But that's exciting news. At least they're starting to get some concreted plans here, and hopefully on January 13th we get into the season and we hear some really, really good news on Monday.
Sounds good, man. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the new year. Have a good one. Take care. Be healthy. Stay safe.
Ciao.